But at the end of the day, the biggest is that the Cowboys quarterback was outplayed, candidly, in a big moment last night. He was flat out bad.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, here's the first thing that happened. Last week confused everyone. Last week made us all think that Brett Maher was the biggest problem that the Dallas Cowboys had, and we forgot about the film leading up to that. We forgot about the fact that Dak Prescott was turning the football over more than anyone else in the entire NFL. We forgot that Dak Prescott wasn't seeing the field as well as we've watched him see it throughout the year, and we forgot that Dak Prescott could cost the Dallas Cowboys the game, and that's exactly what he did. The defense was prepared to play. They were prepared to run the football and get the football to Tony Pollard. Obviously, you lose him. Once he's gone, Dak Prescott has to elevate himself to elevate this team, and he did not do that. When you go into this game, I think to myself, these teams are evenly matched. There should be a difference at the quarterback position. One guy should be born, bred, and experienced for this. The other guy, the moment should be too big for him. Well, the moment was too big for one of those guys, and that guy was Dak Prescott.
How do we explain it, Rex? How do we explain Dak Prescott, who was a player that I know you have believed in over the course of time, and so have I. I am a Dak supporter, but there was no defending him today, Rex. The reason they lost yesterday is because their quarterback played a bad game in the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, he played awful. And the thing that drove me crazy is I'm watching, I'm like, they have no chance. I'm watching this game and thinking they have no chance. When Pollard went down, I'm like, they have no chance. Why? Because every single pass that Dak Prescott threw, he pitches out of a well. And what I mean is that pocket. See how he stays in the pocket every time? What happened to changing his launch point? What happened to get this guy in the move?
Boy wonder.
Nothing. Boy wonder is like he parking him in the same spot. That's where I want you. By the way, D'Amico Ryans, I think he's related. Buddy Ryan, Rex Ryan, that dude had a hell of a game plan and put after. But it's easier. Greeny, the biggest question to me moving forward is what the hell happened? This guy took care of the football better than any quarterback in the league dang near, all right? He was historic that way. In the red zone, nobody was better. He had great mobility. He was accurate. He's poised, a leader, all that type of stuff. I still see that, but I don't see the rest of it. That guy is no longer here.
No, he does all the non-playing things exactly the way you want. He's a terrific kid. There's nothing bad to be said about Dak Prescott, the human being, but the reality is he's paid to be a great quarterback. He's paid to play big in the biggest games, Dan.
I think Dak is a good player. He's had a bad year with that stuff. Two things, though, that stand out to me. When I hear Jerry Jones, because I had not heard that sound, when he says, I'm sick, it's a little bit what you said. Jerry realized if they lost, he thought it was going to be because of the injuries on the defense, that they were going to get gutted in the run game, or the corner opposite Trayvon Diggs didn't play good enough. Or you know what? The injuries to the offensive line were going to be the reason we lost.
Or the kicker.
It wasn't.
That's what I mean. It wasn't any of those things. Right.
And you talked about the non-playing aspect of Dak Prescott. I think the reality is this. A lot of people, analysts, Cowboys Nation, their fans, their organization, they want the player to match the person. He's a phenomenal person. He's a good player. And you want him to be the phenomenal player
but the thing is this, though. We talked about this during the season, and I said we have to stop waiting for that, right? Ever since he got the deal, we've been waiting for him to ascend to that next tier, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allen, the Joe Burrow tier, and that's just not who he is. And this is the reason, and I hate to repeat it again, this is the reason we said Kellen Moore, think Cooper Rush at quarterback, and allow Dak to play you outside of the X's and O's every now and again. It's not a game that they should have put on Dak's shoulder. But the problem is this. When you build the team around him, that you do. When CeeDee Lamb is truly your one and only go-to receiver, when Tony Pollard is actually the guy and he's out, now you have to be foundational in your play call. You have to find a base in your schematics. And Kellen Moore didn't do that. And so now Dak, standing from the pocket, had to do all of the things this season, Dan, that you pointed out the regression in. And that regression now has the Dallas Cowboys at home.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it this way, man. I mean, look, first off, this offense has absolutely zero creativity. Zero. And I mentioned how this guy, he's in the pocket. But at one point, Dak Prescott in his career was way better than what he showed. You could have put it on his back. And they did. He put him in position. during his career. I see him, they're regressing like crazy that way. No creativity in that offensive scheme. And so to me, you get what you pay for. As soon as the running back went down, Pollard went down, I knew they weren't going to do anything, dude.
Boy.
Let me make clear what it is you're looking at on your screen.
Good.
In the last 5 years, the highest interception rates any player have had in any season, Jameis Winston, that was the legendary 30 for 30 season.
Right.
Baker Mayfield, the year that he had the head coach who had never seen a football game. And Dak Prescott, this year, Dak, 6 multi-interception games this year, 17 picks. He threw, it was intercepted at least once in 11 of the 14 games he played.
He should have thrown 5 yesterday.
Yeah,
He should have thrown 5 yesterday.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.